Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another nerdy episode of another Nerdy Talk Show, where we talk nerd. Huh, what a week. I'm feeling a little better. I'm still coughing when I laugh, but hey, I'm an official nerd now. Look, I have an inhaler. I have to take it every 4 hours. You're going to see me take this in the middle of the stream. Anyway, for those of you who are here at 9 p.m. tonight, we will be interviewing voice actor Lee Tocker. You may know him as the voice of Snips from My Little Pony, George the Jungle, and a whole lot of other stuff there. He's going to be coming on tonight to talk about voice acting, the art of doing voices, and all that other good stuff. And, you might learn a couple of things from him. But first, tonight, we've got trailers for... Oh, yeah, that's right. Be sure to join us next week. We will be covering San Diego Comic-Con. You'll be seeing trailers, news, announcements, games, or whatever they show there. So, yes, be sure to be there or be a trapezoid. Anyway, before we interview Lee Tocker tonight, we got news about... Bam! I was hitting the wrong button, my god. I was worried for a second. Anyway, we've got trailers for Rob Zombie's The Munsters, The Rings of Power, and Day Shift. Plus we also got a poster for Pooh, Blood and Honey. Winnie the Pooh, that is. Yes. We also got some news for the Walt Disney World Company. Fans are outraged because Disney did the most horrible thing ever. Only it's not the most horrible thing ever. We'll get over dramatic of that later on today. In other news there, Nintendo is stepping up its game and acquired something rather unexpected. I didn't even think they'd go this far. Just proving again that they're the Nintendo's the Disney of the video game world. And also, for lastly, we got the PlayStation company, PlayStation finalizing its acquisition of Bungie this week. A little bit more on that. All that and more plus Lee Tocker at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight on another Nerdy Talk Show. Cue the opening!
Interview tonight. All our usual show segments will not be presented this evening, and we will also not be taking viewer call-ins. We will resume our regular show format next week. Thank you and enjoy the show.
It's been 1 week of nerdy stuff. Talking trailers and other things that happened. I can't remember words to this, but oh my god, I am sorry. That's my favorite song. I like it. I wrote it myself. It's definitely not a parody of another song. That was also a parody of another song.
Now let's go on safari.
This is why we have you on here, Kuma. You're the guy who makes me laugh with a little extra things there. It's like putting sprinkles on the ice cream. Anyway, welcome tonight to another nerdy episode of another Nerdy Talk Show where we talk nerd. I'm here with my buddy Kuma the Sleepy. Justin Sprout of the Concert Cruise will be joining us later tonight when we talk to Lee Tocker? Excuse me. He'll be joining us later tonight. So how are you doing tonight, Kuma?
Doing pretty good. Watching some old anime, and why is not that? It's not posting. Anyway, but no, I was just besides playing some anime and watching some anime, I've been playing Persona 4 as well too.
Oh my god, really? How's that been? I haven't played Persona.
It's fun. But man, it's fun. Right now I'm close. Actually, I'm really close to the end right now, so about to beat it.
Nice. I remember watching Cat Icarus play Persona 1 on the PlayStation Classic console, and he said, it was interesting playing the Persona game, but I really kind of didn't really give a shit about the plot. I mean, I named my character Crisps. What do you expect? Anyway. So, let's just get this out of the way. We got a couple of trailers this week. And the first one we were just talking about before the stream because you thought it was fucking ridiculous.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for the people that have worked and even the actors. Like I'm pretty sure that like they like I'm pretty sure anybody that gets into like I'm pretty sure anybody that works hard and gets a nice like a nice gig, yeah, a nice paycheck and a nice like acting gig with some big name behind it as well too, especially directors and all like that. Especially Rob Zombie.
Rob Zombie's a big name.
I mean, come on. I mean, we can mention several people. He would be one of them.
For those of you who don't know who the Munsters are, it was basically an old family sitcom of this family of monsters. And I almost expect him to get a hold of Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. Oh, that would be awesome. But like, yeah, it was a family sitcom of monsters living together as a family. There was dad was Frankenstein, mom was Bride of Frankenstein, grandpa was the vampire. They had a pet dragon and the thing, and they had a son that was a werewolf. He's not in this. I did meet the actor one time, and so Rob Zombie decides to reboot it. When I saw this, I posted on the chat saying, "This is official. It looks like a modern exploitation film."
Yeah, and I pointed it out earlier as well too. And this movie, it just screams satire. I'm sorry, I know from like some of Rob Zombie's work and all like that, like especially because in the beginning of the trailer, it even mentions the Rob Zombie who brought the guy who brought you
House of 1,000 Corpses. Oh,
Halloween. It's just like Rob Zombie. It's just like, okay. And then like you see this, it's just like I feel like it is a joke. I partly want to be like it's his idea of making a joke almost, like, because like we also, it's not even the full Munsters either. That like it's not the whole family. Like, well, so that in my head,
it's not like an origin. It's like an origin story. So
no, yeah. So that's why I'm thinking like in my head, they're hoping for more.
Blue Psycho Ranger says, if it weren't for the poster before me, I would expect Mel Brooks to play Grandpa Munster.
I could see that too.
Look at this shit.
Like seriously. Like,
this is the. Hold on a second.
Like no, look.
Can you see the stream? Can you see the stream being live streamed right now?
Yeah, and I'm sorry, the poster looks better than the movie.
I'm gonna get rid of the title here, blow it up a little bit, and just to take your joke from before, yeah, it does look like a Spirit Halloween story.
Yeah. They definitely just take this image and just put Spirit Halloween opening this November. Or, oh my god, like because again, they look better in this poster than they do in the trailer. Honestly,
you want to dress up like Grandpa Munster? He doesn't even look like a vampire.
No, Grandpa Munster just looks like he looks like if the Pringles guy got turned into a freaking vampire.
It does look like the Pringles guy.
He's one of the failed concept art for Vampire Mario.
Stop.
And well, I can't really bash on the woman's outfit really, like.
And she does look pretty cool.
Yeah, it's like for like her whole thing is that she is supposed to be the bride of. Actually, no, she's actually not the bride of Frankenstein. She's like the bride of Nosferatu. She's the bride of Dracula, I guess, right?
Well, Nosferatu and Dracula are two different characters, I think, but
no, I mean like in the trailer, like it's like old looking Nosferatu and all like that.
Oh yeah, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, so like that's what I mean. Like either that's Nosferatu, but I feel like they're gonna call him Dracula. But like if they call him Nosferatu, I can see that. I
do know they got the girl who played the niece as a producer on this, and I think that's Rob Zombie's wife as Mrs. Munster.
Sherry. That's her name, right? Sherry Moon.
What are you gonna do next week, Mr. Zombie? I'm going to buy the Addams Family.
Oh god,
I would totally like to see him do the Addams Family.
There's an image I saw where someone, I don't know if it's a real image, but someone was just like, it's been confirmed, Johnny Depp will be Gomez in the next Addams Family. I was really going like, I could see that. I don't know why, but I could see that, and now I want it.
I don't know whether or not we should watch this Munsters reboot or not. I just want to see how stupid it is.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It just says nothing but satire. If you watch the trailer and just literally put Spirit Halloween in the corner, or put it just at the end of it, just being like sponsored by.
All right, we should check it out just to see how stupid it is. All right.
Oh god. But like also no, back onto bashing their out costumes. the freaking again, the poster looks better than the trailer, because freaking Henry Munster right there kind of does look like a spooky looking you know, like a spooky looking freaking Frankensteinish character. Because he's not Frankenstein, and he's not the monster of Frankenstein. He's Henry Munster. That's also the other thing. What type of who gave him that last name, or who thought of that last name to be like, there's this term monsters going around.
Wait, admittingly, he does look like Senator John Kerry.
John Kerry. Ah, dang, I forgot what that guy looks like. But if he looks like that, then yeah, probably. But no, yeah, like even from watching in the trailer, there's just a bash on the makeup in the trailer. Not the poster looks amazing. There's a scene in the trailer where Henry Munster is knocking on, I assume, their neighbor's house.
Yeah, she's dressed like a witch.
Yeah, she's dressed up like a witch, but just wearing like the green makeup just to like her chin line, I guess. Comes out, like he's right there going, hello, and she just up and faints, which makes no sense, because they look like they're wearing the exact same fucking makeup. Especially in Halloween. But yeah, I feel like we're auditioning for an episode of freaking like Cinema Sins or some shit. Because like she's dressed up as a witch, so you could assume maybe it's Halloween. How are you fainting from someone that again in the trailer does not even look like a good Frankenstein?
I'm looking at this picture right now, pretending that Henry Munster's mouth is actually a mustache.
Oh god.
And that chin is just a big frown.
Oh god, that'd be funny.
Yeah, it's like Owie Zodel in My Little Pony, where you think his eyes are on his face, but no, they're in his nose or something. I don't know. All right, let's go on here. The next trailer we got is for Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power.
Rings of Power.
Now, let's be fair here. I'm not a Lord of the Rings fan. I respect what it's did and everything like that, but
I'm more a fan of the video games.
Yeah. But the trailer looks really good, actually. I'm not even gonna lie. It's essentially a prequel to the movie. It's just showing how every race, and if I'm remembering right in the story, each tribe gets a ring. The elves, the dwarves, the hobbits, and
yeah, they got like a certain. I think the dwarves got like 5.
Yeah, but that was always something that mystified me. In the movie, it's called Lord of the Rings. There's one ring to rule them all.
Yeah, that's the Lord of the Rings. He's the one who rules all the ones that have the rings.
Yeah, but wouldn't it all? Yeah, but like that was the thing. Like I'm like, where are the other rings? It's called Lord of the Rings. What is that, like a title?
The rings that were given out.
Yeah, but there's only one ring in the movie. Shouldn't it have been called Lord of the Ring?
No, it's not. There are others. The ones that are after the ring. You know, the rates. They also have a certain ring of power.
Yeah, they do. Excuse me.
Yeah, they all have a ring of power.
Right,
They're after the ring that rules them all.
Right, it's been so long since I've seen Lord of the Rings. I haven't even seen Return of the King yet.
Get out of here, dork.
You're a dork.
I'm a nerd. That's how I know this information.
Yeah, here's me doing my inhaler for you.
Yeah, that's right. That's why you're a dork. Only dorks have inhalers.
You're an inhaler. You're an inhaler of weed.
Yeah, that's right.
I like how that's why I like to think you went from the inhaler to the bong. But yeah, the trailer looks pretty good. I like the landscapes. The sets look really good. The costumes look nice, and the effects are okay. I think they look okay.
Yeah, there's again, there's no complaint against the Lord of the Rings besides, you know, how freaking long they had to make the movies.
Yeah. Side note, hi, Derpy.
Hey, Derpy. And also just the fact that, so many careers kind of like just went off from that as well too.
Yeah. And of course there's also the animated ones. I heard the Ralph Bakshi one's okay.
There was I forgot the one that I watched a long time ago that was an animated version. I think, but not of the Lord of the Rings, of the Hobbit.
Oh, that was the Rankin Bass ones that are really
yeah,
to watch.
Yeah, the only thing I specifically remember that, besides how they made the Hobbits look, was specifically how they made freaking Gollum freaking. They absolutely made him look like some sort of frog monster or something like that.
Look it up, everybody. Look up Gollum, Lord of the Rings, Rankin Bass. But yeah, which is weird because in the Ralph Bakshi version, which is like the prequel to, because they made the Return of the King one, and it's really different looking. It looks more like doofy, but the other one that was made by Ralph Bakshi actually looks serious and rotoscoped and really good.
I don't think I've seen. Let's see. I think the Hobbit one ended at when they get captured by the elves. Because they're at the end of that part, he goes like, "I tell King so and so that whoever has arrived," and like I don't know something.
Yeah.
Or it could be confusing. That
I gotta show you scenes from the Ralph Bakshi one. I mean, they got friggin' Anthony Daniels playing Legolas. C-3PO is Legolas, man. Let me just say that out loud. But like,
that can only work in an animated version, just because like, just from seeing Orlando Bloom play him. That's who it was, right?
I once saw Gollum as an orange lantern. I thought that fit well. Oh my god. Because he falls into the volcano. Anyway, next up is Day Shift.
Day Shift is something I'm actually looking forward to.
John Wick, but make it with vampires. So it's an
and throw in Snoop Dogg.
So it's an upcoming comedy series on Netflix featuring Jamie Foxx and Snoop Dogg as they team up to kill vampires.
And thanks to the trailer, we also see not James Franco, his brother. This happens all the time.
Not the guy who played Mark in
Dave,
the Disaster Artist.
Dave Franco, right?
Dave Franco, yeah.
Dave Franco, yes. How is Dave so hard to forget from James?
I am Dave.
Dave's not here, man.
Anyway, so here's the plot. Electro plays a vampire hunter named Bud Jablonski. It's a very familiar name. I don't know why.
Right?
Yes, we're gonna be taking advantage of it. I promise you. Who has been kicked out of the vampire hunting union? I'm gonna say that again. The vampire hunting union.
Because what did you get kicked out for? Like what are the qualifications of a vampire hunter? Kill vampires.
I think it's because he was like too inhumane or something. I don't fucking know. There's references to the movies based on Dracula. Twilight is referenced in there, which is pretty funny.
Oh yeah, anything with new like vampire related stuff is always gonna have some jab at Twilight, I feel.
Yeah, we all hate Twilight until Netflix finally reboots it and makes it good.
Yeah, give us actual werewolves.
It's like when we were watching.
Not freaking wolves, not dire wolves, please.
And maybe not CGI babies. You named my daughter after the Loch Ness monster. That's a dumb line. But I remember like it's like when we were watching the new Batman where Robert Patterson is the Cape Crusader, and I'm like, Robert, sweetie, we don't know, we're not gonna remember you as this. We're gonna remember you as Edward.
He's gonna be put on the list of people that were Batman, but everyone's not gonna remember him specifically as Batman.
Maybe Cedric, but not but Edward.
If someone said name a list of people that played Batman, he'll be on that list. But if you were to see him, you're immediately just gonna be like, oh, the guy from Twilight.
Poor bastard. Team Edward, man.
Team Jacob, bitch.
Oh fuck you. Team Jacob Jacob's actor was Shark Boy. Come on.
Yeah. So what? He won't be remembered for Twilight.
Anyway.
Also, he plays on. I could be forgetting this, but he was on an Adam Sandler movie, the Terrible Six or the something Six, where he plays as a special needs character in the Wild West.
I don't remember this.
I could be wrong. I don't think it was.
I don't really watch a lot of Adam Sandler movies. I really can't get into them. But yeah, anyway, the movie. I think is it a series or a movie? Yeah, it's a series.
I think it's going to be I think it's going to be. I thought it was going to be a movie at first.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that's one of the things about trailers these days that are like crazy. You can't tell if it's a movie or a series on when it comes to streaming. But yeah, it's coming out soon. It looks really fun, over the top, and we love that shit. Lastly, we got a poster for this week.
Ridiculous Six. That's the name of the movie.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
And as you know, there's a movie coming out called Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Derpy is best pony. How high are you right now? About 3 inches off the ground. Kuma is Nirvana. He's high to the point where he just doesn't even look like he's high right now.
I want the meme of of Hulk or Banner saying that's the thing, Cap. I'm always high. I love that meme. I love that meme just because someone edited it specifically just to give him red eye and everything.
I know, right? He's got beyond the Hulk, man. Anyway, so next up's the poster. Winnie the Pooh is getting a horror movie. Now, the director says he knows that this is probably going to be causing a lot of debate, that it's going to be hard to differentiate Winnie the Pooh from the Disney movie. So, yes, I will give him credit. He's trying his hardest. It must not be easy to do that, because when you hear Winnie the Pooh, you have to give it a recognizable look, but you still got to try and judge him away from the children's character.
Yes, because when I think of Winnie the Pooh, I don't instantly think of murder or killing or blood. I'm usually thinking of, the 100 Acre Woods, stuffed animals, honey.
Honey, oh, Baba, honey.
Now I gotta be worried about a freaking Leatherface Winnie the Pooh lookalike.
Don't worry, he's not like Leatherface, he has an axe.
Leatherface Winnie the Pooh wannabe.
Is that an axe or a sledgehammer? I can't tell.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a hammer. Yeah, I think that's a hammer.
Yeah.
So, judging from their other trailers as well too, or their images,
yeah,
there's also Piglet was also gonna be involved.
Oh yeah, he looks like a fucking real hog.
Yeah, so I don't know what this generation is, or later generations are just gonna think of when they look up Winnie the Pooh. Besides, oh hey, what did the Chinese Prime Minister, whatever guy, not want to be associated with?
Oh my god, it's funny because I actually recently learned that Winnie the Pooh was only banned for a temporary time. It's not banned anymore.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you can. Yeah. They just didn't. They only did it because of Christopher Robin being thing. That because Disney has a thing there, but whatever. But Winnie the Pooh is public domain now. There's nothing they can do about it.
Just the name, right?
The character.
Oh, yeah, the character.
Yeah, the character is in public domain now. So that means we could dress up. I don't even get it. You look more like Winnie the Pooh than the guy.
I'll accept being that. I'll accept being Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh's awesome.
He just goes around there eating honey.
Silly little ball of fluff, all stuffed with fluffies. Winnie the Pooh.
That's the song.
Winnie the Pooh. Silly little fuzzy old bear.
Yeah, that's how the song goes, Kuma. Except it doesn't. Anyway.
All stuffed with fluff.
Let's move on down here. So Disney took down an interesting structure this week. A lot of us are upset, myself included. I don't care how over the top and stupid.
Boo-hoo, they're changing rides.
No, they're not. They're not changing rides. They're not changing rides, Kuma. They're doing the worst thing ever. Disney fans consider this a travesty. An absolute travesty. And I, for one, think that the company I work for has gone way too far. Where, you want to know what they did? You want to know what they did? You want to know what they did? I'm only not shouting because my parents are in the other room sleeping. But let me tell you what they did.
Sleeping.
They removed. Thank you for that image.
Wait, did you? Is that why you paused to imagine
Yes,
it? What the?
Yes, I paused to have an image of them reading magazines in the bed trying to decide what to buy at Sears. Anyway, Disney did the worst thing ever.
Is that what they call it now?
They removed. They removed. Oh, do I say this? They removed the sign advertising the Tower of Terror that's always out front of Hollywood studios. It was bulldozed to the ground. It was gone.
Oh no, not like nobody can't remember it.
Oh wait, no, never mind. I don't care. I don't care.
Sign's gone. No. This is worse than when Starbucks makes holiday shit.
Yeah. Like when I saw this shared, I literally am going to the comment section. No, you're getting over this. You're getting over this. This is, if you're getting upset about this, you're getting over it. I'm sorry. I don't usually do this, but no.
Just bulldoze the sign.
I'm like, no, you're getting over this. This is, if to get mad about this is stupid. It's a sign that's advertising a ride that's been there for 30 years.
Exactly.
Now, you know the sign I'm talking about. It's the one with the shaking elevator and everything.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you something really stupid just to prove how smart I was as a kid. I saw there were advertisements for it all over the place. There were like billboards with this ride on it where it was like brand new. And as a kid, when I saw the moving sign, I shit you not, I thought that was the ride. The sign was the ride.
Okay.
This proving I was a really stupid kid. But yeah, 30 years gone.
No, I'll do you one better. From rewatching Kevin Smith's comic book men or comic book guys.
It's a good show.
There's a part where the guy that was inspired, that was the inspiration behind Randall's character in the movies. He tells his buddies where he says that when he was young, and I kind of thought this for a bit too when I was little for a bit. He thought that people in horror movies actually died.
Really?
And I could be wrong in thinking he suggested this as well too, or if I put this in there. I think he said that like he thought that prisoners, people who are in jail, like put to death inmates, I think. Yeah. Or no, I think I thought of this. Where I thought it was prisoners were like in horror movies and they were being killed off in real life for the entertainment of people. I don't know why I thought that. I don't know why I had that moment of that thought, because like I know movies are fake, but I don't know how old I was to have this thought, because like it wasn't like at the same age when he had this, because like I had this thought like when I was like very young and thinking, because I didn't watch many horror movies as a young kid.
Oh yeah, me neither. I was like, what? That's just
yeah, I think the only like even the Tales of the Crypt stuff kind of creeped me out at times.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, like that was a time when movies were good. But yeah, I digress. Anyway, let's move on to the next thing here. Anime news.
Yay!
So apparently, Nintendo has invested in something new and quite unexpected. They acquired their own anime studio.
That's gonna be very interesting.
Dynamo Pictures. You may know these as the guys who made Dragon Ball Super, Superhero, Earwig, and The Witch, as well as Yuri on Ice. They hope to create more visual content with their IPs using CG animation, and actually comicbook.com made an interesting observation of helping them out with cutscenes in video games. But let's just face it, Nintendo anime projects are a good, clear combo. I mean, they made an anime.
All right. Say it now. Which character are you hoping for an anime of from Nintendo?
Legend of Zelda.
Yeah, I can see that. I could see many people asking for that one.
Yep. I mean, they made an anime of Animal Crossing. That was pretty good.
No, yeah.
Even the fan version of it is pretty good.
I kind of want to see them do their version of an anime Kirby, like a Kirby yarn, like the Kirby yarn game.
Oh, or like all the animation is just yarn based.
Yeah, or like, well, no, like because there is a game of Kirby. It's called Kirby's Epic
Kirby's
Yarn.
Epic Yarn.
Yeah, just like have like basically the whole animation style, but yeah, just like where Kirby is the yarn looking look.
Oh yeah, that would be a cute one. That'd be a cute one. Okay, Justin.
Just because like
Concert Cruiser, I didn't expect you to be on.
Just because like I'm slightly kind of tired. Just because like I'm slightly tired of just like the whole when he absorbs things, he turns into it. The idea of like when I saw the Epic Yarn thing just kind of looked pretty interesting in its own way.
We were just getting over the Disney controversy of them removing the Tower of Terror sign, and we're now talking about the situation with Nintendo buying their own anime studios, and we're wondering what IPs would be good for anime. I said Legend of Zelda, and he said Kirby. What do you think?
Okay, if we're talking strictly anime, like in that art style, and it's got to be a Nintendo IP.
Yeah, it has to be that.
Well, just know like just the style of anime is like a very variety thing.
Okay, there's two that actually come to mind, and that is Metroid and Animal Crossing.
Oh, there was an Animal Crossing anime actually.
Well, there we go.
And it was pretty good. There even was a fan dub of it, but that was pretty good. But yeah, Metroid as an anime, I would like to see them translate the manga. That'd be pretty cool.
I could see them making a series of it.
Anyway, God's Cruiser is also being is also monitoring his communication with Lee Tocker, and we are that's the lowest I've ever seen your camera go on this show.
How low can you go?
Low enough.
That should be our April Fool's prank next year. Instead of doing that one idea I had there, we should all just do the entire thing of us standing up and all the cameras pointing at crotches. Anyway,
We already had one where everyone should be in bikinis.
No, that was Miss Streamy. Although everyone should be wearing bikinis. Trust me, I already know what we're doing next year for April Fools. They're probably not going to see this again, but what I'm going to be doing is me and Cruiser were watching James Rolfe's video about what the worst movie ever was. And one of the movies that came up is not one that's bad, it's good, just one that's flat out bad. And the movie that we found was called, I forgot what it was called, Wavelength. And it's the shot of a wall, and it's like an hour long, and it's just a shot that's slowly going into this wall. And there's like this like tone in the background that's getting louder and louder and louder gradually. At one point of the thing, like 17 minutes in, a guy dies, just falls in and dies, and then like almost near the end, the girl's on the phone trying to call the police. A little fun fact here: I showed that to Cecil, Nanette's husband, and he watched it all the way through.
It's really more of an endurance test.
Yeah, that's the thing with that movie. I know what it is. I know what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be an art film that's supposed to like either test something or like experiment with stuff. I get it. That's the reason why I can't find it. But no, I want to, for our April Fool's prank this year, I'm just going to have that playing over Ants just the entire time.
But I think if you're going to do, what's the worst movie of all time, heck, of any genre, I think you need to kind of divvy it up a bit more. Like the worst independent film, the worst major studio film, the worst foreign film, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah, I get you. Anyway, I apologize for getting this.
Hey, what if Nintendo made like instead of like an animated series, like they made an animated movie of like some of their characters?
They did for Mario at one point.
Well, I got the perfect one.
What?
Captain N.
That could be an interesting movie.
I would love to see a reboot of Captain N, actually.
No, I mean, like he is kind of forgotten.
Make Simon Belmont straight again.
Oh my god. Yeah,
Let's
Craig look.
New Kid Icarus writes Mega Man doesn't have a throat impediment.
Yep.
What if? What if they made a movie of Rob?
Rob, that would be a pretty interesting idea.
Yeah.
And his arch nemesis is the Virtual Boy.
Although, okay, Cruiser, I'm gonna be fair on this one here. Kid Icarus in Captain M was kind of adorable. I'm not gonna lie. I don't care. what his gimmick was. I thought he was cute. So here's what's going on right now. The last thing we're going to cover here is Sony completed its deal with acquiring Bungie for $3.6 billion this week.
Yeah, what is Bungie?
Bungie was the guys that made Destiny.
Okay.
They also helped in making Halo as well.
Yep. Thank you for that.
I love how you mentioned Destiny before Halo.
Yeah, I wouldn't have. Yeah, I apologize. I'm not much of an Xbox player or a PS player, so yeah.
Yeah, we're kind of with Scott the Waz in this one. We think the next system to go is going to be the Xbox.
Yeah, no, I thought you were gonna say Scott the Waz. We're like Scott the Waz. Nintendo. I show that to everybody. I'm like, but anyway.
Honestly, because you know the video I'm talking about.
Yes,
right?
yes, I know.
Because I actually thought I would have thought his next it would have been Nintendo.
Yes. The deal. Well, no, that's probably not going to happen because Nintendo actually is prepared for like failing. Like if from what I've heard from Nintendo, if they were to fail, they have they made so much money that they actually said, okay, there might be a point where we have a down low, so we're going to be prepared. So they have like separate bank accounts and like different banks.
I wonder how close they ever came to using that with the Wii and the Wii U being failures.
I don't know. I mean, like they still made some money with the Wii. I mean, the Wii U did sell a lot, but they still made money with other systems. But anyway, not what we're talking about. The former independent game company is going to be maintaining creative control over its operations, and they're still going to be able to make content for other platforms, which is pretty interesting for a PlayStation console, not making it too exclusive. Bungie actually did make a tweet expressing how excited they are of this deal, which I'm showing on here. And yeah, I'd like to see where this goes. It's a good step forward for the guys who made this, especially considering Halo's an Xbox exclusive console. But I just said I realized, yeah.
Well, no, I'm trying to tell you that they're not responsible for making Halo anymore.
Oh, they're not anymore. I thought.
No. I said they helped start it.
I see.
Yeah.
But this is on a. But yeah, we'll see where it goes from there, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, because
if only someone can do a proper live action Resident Evil adaptation.
Oh my God, yes, we're gonna talk. Cruiser and I. I'm telling you, Cruiser. How
about you guys write a script? And send it to them, and let's see you guys do it.
You know, he actually has a point, because if they're going to trust any hack with the IP, why not give it to a couple of fans?
Yeah, why not?
I mean, people already took it into their own.
Cruiser, at this point, I think we need to give up. Throw in the towel. No, just no. We can't. Look, dude, I'm just gonna be fair on this one here. Don't even go by word of mouth anymore. Just we've tried again. It's over.
We didn't try shit. We just watched the stuff.
Yeah, we're not getting a Resident Evil movie we can depend on anymore.
I still stand by the first Paul W.S. Anderson.
Yeah, fine. I'll give you that one. Okay, I'll give you that one. I haven't seen it, but I'll give you that one. You've seen it. What's your opinion? Whatever. No, we're not gonna do any more. Even when we were covering no matter what trailer we bring up here, it's the trailer itself for the Resident Evil series, I don't even know what to say about it. Raccoon City owns a community. The fact that not Raccoon City, Umbrella has a community. The fact that anybody would trust Umbrella to have a community is beyond me.
Yeah, even the to get a different perspective here, Angry Joe.
The only thing I could see the reason behind that, as if they were, family loyalists, is the only thing I can think of. Members, even if they did hear all the bad information and stuff about Umbrella, chances are we might just be watching some sort of self-made community that Umbrella has, just but only for its loyalist people kind of idea.
They nuked a city,
and people still work for them.
I don't know.
Evan.
People still have families, that kind of shit.
Don't really and what's the situation? They make toys and we put the T virus in the toys. I'm like, dude, you didn't see this coming.
This is the thing that just bothers me here with Capcom and Resident Evil, and this even extends to the games, or at least the recent two, 7 and 8. It seems like they're afraid to go back to horror. When Resident Evil 7 came out, obviously it was met with glowing reviews. People loved it. The complaints they did have, though, was some people thought it was too scary. And that's why when you play the game, like maybe halfway through, you start to realize that it's starting to drift back into action. And it seems like they seem to think that action's where the money is. And
well, I want to add into that where like
sure,
it's also back then as well too. Like new things nowadays are like what people are trying to look for, what make people scary. Like where in 7, in the game that was like some sort of disease or virus or something like that, like the spores
fungus,
or what? Yeah, like fungus and everything like that. Where that's not a new thing in video games, but like that's still a thing people are scared of, like just because with the whole COVID scare and everything like that as well.
Oh, absolutely.
It's just like you gotta remember what people considered very horrific back then to what we consider more horrific now, and also with the graphics of the video games back then as well too, and who was watching it as well. Like there are many factors you just put in there because like it's a thing of just like horror nowadays will still scare someone, but there are certain things that people will point out from horror movies that will stand out to them as well too, like how we were talking about Final Destination. Everyone still has the image of a freaking piece of a tree trunk falling out of a tree, because that's a constant fear some people will have on the road. And yeah, it's just like a thing of just like, again, just pointing out, being like, what specifically will make someone scared?
Well, like, it depends there, but like, Cruiser made an interesting observation saying that one of the critics saying that Resident Evil is trying to be The Walking Dead.
Yeah. Well, that's what my friend Jonathan thought. When he was first watching the series, he got the impression that this was trying to be The Walking Dead for Resident Evil, which is not a bad idea. But it just seems like it failed at that in the end.
Yeah, but here's the thing that's really that quote actually got to me. The thing is, let's just Cruiser. If you're a fan of this, I find that kind of embarrassing because in a technical way, I mean, aside with the original source material of Romero, Resident Evil was kind of The Walking Dead before The Walking Dead.
It depends on how you look at it.
Yeah,
because The Walking Dead, at its core, well, it's horror, but it's also a drama. Resident Evil was straight up horror.
Yeah, but
except with a bit of suspense.
Yeah, with suspense, and also like towards its later years, it started to drift into action.
Yeah. And we can't pretend like that didn't work. I mean, Resident Evil 4 is considered a masterpiece from what.
I give it credit because of like how everyone has their different type of zombies that they like. Where we were watching the Cesar Romero, no, the
George Romero.
Yeah, the George Romero one where I don't know where Caesar came from, but like where we're seeing I would like to say the original zombie movie idea, and then the reason why I kind of like the Resident Evil movies is because they kind of brought us like different ideas of zombies is how I like to put it.
Yeah, it's like you got. The zombies are slow moving like the ones in Romero film. But you also got other stuff: the lickers, the mutants, the dogs,
the zombie dogs. Everyone remembers the zombie dogs. Like you, it's hard not to.
Fucking Cruiser. No, I'm just gonna say it from here. Just if there's another one, just give up. I'm sorry. I don't care.
Dude,
I don't care if anybody.
You haven't given up on Star Wars.
Well, yeah, but at least with Star Wars, it's kind of something different with them trying new ideas.
Because the thing with Star Doors.
Star Doors.
Yes, we're sponsored by Star Doors. If you
Star Doors episode 10 open.
Star Doors. If you need a galactic connection to your family, Star Doors. We're the right there for you.
Kuma, that's going right up there on your next quote. Okay. Coming up next on Star Doors.
Let's open up to Star Doors now.
Up, quiet. Hold on. Excuse me, guys. Excuse me. My alarm's going off. I gotta friggin'. Please excuse me.
Go ahead and say what you were actually going to say.
I got.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale the good. This shows you how much we care about your health.
And anyway, what I was trying to say is that the fact that like
you dork.
The deal with that, yeah, I wanted everybody to remain quiet so I could do that because I have to do that now every 4 hours.
What for?
I have bronchitis.
Oh yeah, the bronchitis. That's right.
I should probably tell you about that. Like, okay, so a little bit. I'm gonna be a little bit short on this. So, I went to the doctor on Monday, and I'm talking to her. I'm like, yeah, I've had this cough. I'm doing stuff there, and I showed it. I can control it because when I breathe out, I was like, I started coughing, and he's like, yep, that's bronchitis. If I knew it myself. I'm like, really? Okay. So they put me on the table. They do the stuff with checking my breath.
I love that diagnosis.
But like what they do is they give me that. They give me some. They put me on that one electric humidifier that's like blowing steam. I forgot what it's called, like a neuron or a nectron. I don't know. But what happens is they have to give me 2 injections, one in my arm, one in my ass.
Did your ass like it?
Okay, so here's what happened. The one on my arm is a steroid. So to make the other one there.
So your balls will shrink?
No. Cruiser, please. So the steroids to help the other medication there. So they inject one in my ass. I'm like, why are you injecting this in my ass now, not my arm? She's like, well, the moment that chemical gets in zero, it's going to hurt like crazy inside because it's like antibiotics and everything. I'm like,
wait. She meant like the mix of both of them is gonna hurt, or
no, just the antibiotics. The other one was just a steroid, nothing too bad.
Oh, okay. Wait, so the antibiotics is what specifically will hurt when they. That makes no sense to me.
The reason why I'm like, why couldn't you just put it in my arm? He's like, well, you want to drive home, right? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, just trust us. So they do it, needle in the butt, and the moment I do, I'm like, so how bad is it? Oh gosh, there it is. Oh gosh, like my ass feels like it's on fire.
Now, but did it start when they injected it or when they pulled the needle out?
A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Because normally it's the injection that normally hurts.
Well, it hurts, but it pinches.
Well, duh, they're stabbing you with the needle.
Well, no, I mean like when they inject the fluid into you, not the prick itself.
It's kind of like when you get So like when it pulled out, it was when they pulled out of my ass, it did hurt a little bit, but yeah. Anyway,
I was waiting to see if you were gonna go there.
Yeah, you ever thought you had to say that in your life?
Anyway, side note, don't forget to watch our interview with Lee Tocker tonight at 9 p.m. And we're waiting on that right now. But anyway,
great segue.
What happened was, they said, okay, so I need you to come here these next 2 days to have this procedure done again. I'm like, okay. So I go back there. They gave me this inhaler. I have to take 2 puffs every 4 hours. Probably the exception when I'm sleeping, and I have to take these pills 3 times a day.
In all honesty, I would rather take getting a shot in the ass than having to sit in the doctor's bed with a catheter.
I never said anything about that, but okay.
No, I'm just putting that out there. Like having to just have like someone give you a shot in the ass and then you're just good to go. I would take that over than staying in a hospital.
You want to know something that's really interesting about that phrase, like in the ass? The thing is that like when you say that, you expect him to go like way up in there, Morty, but no, it was just literally on my right cheek. It's like, what?
Wait, so upon hearing this information, you specifically thought they were going inside.
No, of course I didn't. I'm saying the in general phrase.
Oh, okay.
Phrase. It's like when you say the words, I had to get a needle in my ass, you'd expect it. You're just hoping like, oh, please tell me it's not way up there, Morty. Come on.
No, okay, no. I just thought in general you thought that's what they meant. Like
Yeah,
I thought
I
like
thought they were gonna stick a needle up my ass. It's like
yeah, no, that's what I literally thought that you were talking about. Like you did because I thought you were like saying, was this your first time
yeah.
having something like that?
It wasn't even that bad. It was like it was just simple needle pinch. There you go.
But no, was that your first time getting a shot like that though?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Like in my head, I thought
She
that
didn't even
you
say
thought.
that. I'm like, he's like, you need to go there on your gluteus. I'm like, what? She's like, your gluteus, you know. I'm like, you mean my ass? You wanna know what the funny part is? When I'm at the doctor's office during serious conditions, I often forget information, so I record stuff on my iPhone. So yes, there is a recording I have on my iPhone of me reacting to them having to stick me in the ass.
Why would you do that?
I let them know that I'm recording just because I can't parse a lot of information or I need to like reference something.
Oh god.
Did they give you consent?
Well, they didn't need to. Florida has a one consent rule on recording dialogue, but yeah. I just had to let them know that was it. I'm like, yeah, I'm recording this just for messages for personal use. I didn't say I was gonna put it online, but
Well,
what
no.
personal use could you?
well, again, I told you the personal use is because I often forget information and I have to use it as a reference. Just so
What information do you need to remember about getting sticked in the butt with a needle?
Okay, Cruiser.
Wait.
Again, this is. I don't know how many more specific I can get. Like a lot of people do this.
Hey guys, I need to tell you a story. Fuck, I forgot what it was. Oh, where's the? Let me get rid of the recording. I need to reference it. Oh yeah, let me tell you the story of when I got stuck in the ass by a needle.
That's not what my point is. The reason why I recorded it was because I wanted to know what the medicine was and what.
Yes. No, yeah. We follow that. My joke was just going like because you use them for reference. That like I'm just picturing you forget this story, which I don't think you'll ever forget, and you just get the recording to be like.
Well, the thing with the reference is like you kind of forget like what medicine they're putting in there and what each one does. So they're explaining it to you when they give you the injection, just to use it as like a reference, like because you're not gonna be taking notes that whole time. So digital age. And again, I've seen a lot of people do this. I actually think I got this idea from Joey Oropeza when he was going through his cancer treatment, because he had to like do it. He was documenting like because he had a lot to take in.
Well, yeah, the guy had cancer. You had a needle in the butt cheek.
Heck, my friend Darren does it with every doctor's appointment he goes to.
I guess recording it is better than just sitting there with a pen and paper.
Yeah. And
writing it all down.
And if Cruiser has seen my handwriting before, it's terrible. So yeah.
Or you're like me, where you haven't been to the doctor in a good long while.
Mm-hmm. I mean, like, wait, when was the last time you saw a doctor, Kuma?
Which kind of doctor?
A doctor.
The term doctor is a very loose term.
Well, what did you mean when you said I haven't seen a doctor in a while?
I don't know. Just any doctor. I haven't
a medical doctor.
A doctor.
Which medical doctor?
God damn it.
There are so many kinds. I mean, you got specialists.
Primary care physician.
There are several that work with tribe.
Well, Cruiser works at a hospital. I mean, like that's kind of looking at a doctor, I guess.
There's so many things I can just go with this because the tribe does work. Oh man.
Oh my goodness.
If you were about to say which hospital do you go to, I was gonna be like, so there's one in. I go to both. Oh man, but no, I literally haven't been to any doctor specifically though. Like in a good while. Maybe I actually haven't, because I have a good fear of going to the hospital.
Or are you like Goku, where you're afraid of needles?
No, I just don't like going to hospitals. Dude, I got my COVID shot.
Really? Were you afraid to get it?
No.
Oh. Okay.
I was happy with it. For some reason, the high felt good. But oh my god, my booster shot hit me the quickest out of the two.
Oh yeah, that was
like out of all three, because like
honestly, I didn't get any side effects from the booster shot. I just felt really tired. That was my deal.
I was up to like 12 o'clock, and then like around like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, I suddenly started feeling it. Like my whole body felt weak, and I was just going like, this is new. Like I don't I like, because like I kind of know my body to where like I know when I'm not feeling well, and I just know when I'm feeling like shit. And I was just going like, I don't feel somewhat good or anything. Like talking to myself and really going like, I need to stand up, but I feel like if I stand up, I'm gonna fall down.
Definitely.
And so what I did was like I just moved my chair all the way to my bed, just stood up and then fell.
Oh my god. With me, I didn't really get a lot of I didn't get a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? Honestly, I only felt tired. That was my deal, honestly. But
Yeah, I did too.
like they said I was gonna feel like absolute shit, like I was going to feel like I wanted to be dead, but like, I'm like I just felt tired. That was it.
The first time when I got my COVID shot, and they said like don't do any like don't take any alcohol and don't take any specific type of painkillers. But then they were just like, but if you take, I forgot which one they said. Part of me, I don't know why I said this, but I was just like, what if I smoke?
What
the
if I
woman
s-
the
what
woman
if I
looked at me. The woman just looked at me and she goes like, I don't think it's good to smoke any tobacco products right now. And I like part of me was really just about to be like, what if it's not tobacco? like I legit wanted just to look at her and go like, what if it's not tobacco though? just for her to give all sort of other things that I smoke, for her to be like, I don't think it's okay to smoke crack on this. Just to be like, I don't smoke that. Whoa, how many people come here and tell you that?
You holding? Little
Yeah,
holding.
if for example, if that's your go-to example, just being like,
It's like you holding. You
damn,
got a little Holden Caulfield deal going
is
on.
is that common here? Is that common in this area? I didn't know that. Damn.
But like, yeah, a little bit of heads up here, guys. We're still waiting on Lee Tocker to get back to us. We're just bear with us here. Here, I'm just gonna put that
Yay.
message down there for anybody who's there. We apologize for the inconvenience. But don't worry, he's coming. I promise you. Yeah, we got the. But yeah, like, here's the thing. Like, I don't know what to say there. Like, I don't know. With smoking, it's just weird because like you look at people and go like, did I say Lee Tocker again? I apologize. Lee Tocker. My
Tockar.
Tockar. Frick. Fuck it, I'm calling him George. Anyway, the so yeah, like here's the thing. Fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, you ever know? Like I look at people like trying to sneak
We're
cigarettes.
streaming on Twitch.
Anyway, like I was gonna say that so you see people around with cigarettes, right? And then you realize like, dude, people don't smoke cigarettes anymore.
Oh, hey, something funny about that. I learned that there's another type of cigarette that doesn't actually have nicotine or tobacco in it.
And what's it called?
It's called a tea leaf cigarette.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say candy cigarette, but
No,
whatever.
no. Well, those exist
I
obviously.
mean, those will give you lip cancer from secondhand chew, though.
Yeah,
How do you-
but no, yeah. Seriously, there are tea leaf cigarettes.
tea leaf cigarettes.
Yeah, there's no real nutritional value of smoking them. Some are just saying like it's a good way to help you stop smoking regular cigarettes, but like it's just legit. All it is just tea leaves of any kind. I mostly saw like green tea cigarettes.
Yeah.
It's literally just tea in a cigarette that people just light up, smoke. And in some of the descriptions, they also give you the option that you could just go ahead, tear off the filter, and just rip the paper and then put it into an actual coffee pot or
Right.
teapot.
I remember I'm watching The Simpsons, and one of the jokes was that the ancient Aztecs used chocolate and it was wrapped in a tobacco leaf instead, and they didn't.
That
eat
wasn't
They
it. That
smoked
wasn't. It was not the Aztecs. It was not the Aztecs. I seen that episode.
I'm
Not the Aztecs.
I'm looking it up. It was the Aztecs.
It was not the Aztecs.
I'm looking it up right now.
I swear to God, it was not the Aztecs. I seen that on TV.
Was it? I think it was the Aztecs.
No, it was not the Aztecs. If it was, they freaking changed it. Because I saw it on TV. They said the Native Americans. The Native Americans
Hold
would
on,
harvest.
Let me look it up here. Hold on.
Would
The
harvest and
Simpsons-
smoke it
The Simpsons history
on tobacco.
of chocolate. Let me see here. Hold on. No, I don't want to shit. 50, 50, no, 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 go, no, go away, go away, go away. I don't want that on my show. I don't want it. No, no, no. No, I can't do advertisements, dude. You're gonna make me get a fucking shit.
You could just lower the volume.
I know. I'm trying. I muted it, but I was on a screen where it wouldn't let me do it. Let me see here. It's like 15 seconds. Okay. Wait.
Factory. I'm Troy McClure. You probably remember me from such films as The Revenge of Abe Lincoln and The Wet.
I love the movies that they made up for him.
Yeah.
The history of chocolate starts with the ancient Aztecs.
Dude!
In those
I swear to God, no, they changed that. I swear to God, they
chocolate
changed
was
that.
wrapped in a tobacco leaf. And instead of being pure chocolate like we have today, it was mixed with shredded tobacco. They didn't eat it. They smoked it.
No, I swear to God, they changed that. I swear.
Well, I don't blame you. I mean, the guy looks like... No, they didn't.
Because I seen it on TV.
No, it was that.
I seen it on TV, dude. I remember them specifically saying the Indians.
Well,
What the hell?
technically, the ancient Aztecs were kind of native characters. I mean, they look native. They look more like
Yeah, but they were the Aztecs. They were in a different part. They were specifically what
You
is
just
now
want to
known as
friggin'
Mexico.
admit that the Native Americans used to smoke chocolate
I'd be okay with that.
when they didn't.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, it would be.
Mostly just because it'd be impressive that anybody smoked chocolate.
I don't even think you can. I think that'll be. I think you can, but I heard it's really bad for your lungs.
Well, maybe the actual nut, the coconut. But
Yeah,
I
it's like,
think coca leaves would be okay.
Coca leaves, cocoa
Yeah.
beans.
No, coca leaves from the actual plant, idiot.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I don't
You
know.
think the
I don't know.
bean just appears
I
like
don't
rice?
know my history of things that will kill me.
Hey, I know random facts. Okay.
Okay, name one.
That you know that rice literally is only produced by one little grain at a time.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that.
From one long stalk, you get one fucking grain. Fuck that. I would be pissed off. That's why only the Japanese and Chinese mastered Zen, because they're right there waiting for all their rice to be done. What are you doing? Meditating? No, I'm waiting for my fucking rice to grow.
But anyway, yeah. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, if we do need to extend our stream a little bit longer, we may. We'll give it about a half hour. But like the thing that's like interesting there is like when you look at the history of food, just the weird origins it has. It's like, what is the origins of corn?
You really want to go there?
Yeah, sure, why not? The origin of corn. This is what I got on Google. It is a human invention, a plant that does not exist naturally in the wild. I thought I was going to say a plant that does not exist.
Yeah, because it wasn't known as corn. It was known as maize.
Scientists believe people living in central Mexico developed corn at least 7,000 years ago. It was started from a wild grass called teosinte? Teosinte? I don't know. It's literally gave me to a website that's called The History of Corn. It looks like one of those 1990s, like... From Mexico, maize spread north of southwestern United States and south down the coast of Peru about 1,000 years ago as Indian people migrated north to eastern woodlands. At present-day North America, they brought corn with them.
It's amazing.
Oh my god. Europeans like Columbus made contact with people. I don't want to go there. America, he also discovered corn, but up to this time, people living in Europe did not know about corn. People in Europe didn't know what corn was. That's just adorable. The first Thanksgiving was held in 1921, while sweet potatoes, cranberry sauce, and pumpkin pie were not on
They didn't know what spices were, even though they invaded people who did.
The first Thanksgiving was held in 1621, while sweet potatoes, cranberry sauce, and pumpkin pie were not on the menu. You don't know that. Indian corn certainly would have been.
They kind of do. I mean, like that wasn't that long ago.
1621.
Yeah,
That's funny.
Like people recorded things.
It's kind of like when you like look at like presidential like portraits of random citizens and like drawn portraits or like murder scenes or something like that. I'm like, okay, I can imagine there being like a portrait guy like, hey, hold that pose.
Evan,
Yeah,
we have activity here.
we good?
His water broke. Yes.
God damn it, Kuma.
Congratulations, it's a boy. All right, we're gonna be taking you to our holding screen. Everybody, we'll be right back with you with more news. Stand by, everybody. Stand by. Are you standing by? I think you are. So
I'm standing by my desk.
that's
Or I'm
good.
sitting by
I mean,
it.
that's good. That's good. Why not? Let me just get everything set up real quick.
Glorious leader.
Wait, where the heck is the? Oh my god, this is embarrassing. I'm actually looking for the.
We're streaming on Twitch. What a glorious.
Here we go. Stand by.
feeling.
Right. Welcome everybody to another nerdy episode of another nerdy talk show, where we are here tonight with our special guest, Lee Tocker. Lee Tocker, I'm happy to have you on the show. Thanks again for joining us. It is an honor, man. I love your work. Grew up with a lot of your stuff. Really good.
Oh,
time
bless
having
your
you.
heart. Well, thank you very much for saying so. I like your work too. There you go. Well,
Let's
anyway,
go.
I've been doing a lot of these things, and I like anybody that's doing stuff like this. And I've done a little bit of due diligence on you guys, but all I know is you're really motivated. So that's
Thank
good.
you.
See, Kuma, I told you.
I love it. I love working with pros.
Thanks for pros. That's just adorable. Anyway,
Well, tell them we said hi.
No, I will.
All right, let's go ahead and get started here. One thing I remember you said in another stream, not a few years ago, was that you were originally a street kid. How'd you go from being a street kid to an actor?
Oh my God. Yeah. Okay. So stepping into the Wayback Machine. I was a runaway, awarded the courts for group homes and foster homes. A lot of abuse and terrible things. That's a whole other lawsuit. But yeah, no, it was really nasty. And I was sleeping on the street and, fighting people for space underneath the bushes at Kelowna City Park and just living off the land. And
Wow.
and yeah, and then I got a couple. I started. Kelly O'Brien's got my start, actually. Kelly O'Brien's giving my start. Reg Henry, God rest him, he just passed. He was a mentor to me. And I had worked as a dish pig at the Keg and Cleaver that he was managing downtown Kelowna. And so I went there. I was like, you know what? It's one of those kind of moments that you can trace back where everything sort of stems from that, where I was walking by the back alley leading to where I used to go to work as a dish pig at the Keg, and I thought, I'm just going to turn here and get a resume. I'm going to get a reference from Reg. So I went in the back and they said, oh, Reg doesn't work there anymore. He's starting a new place called Kelly O'Brien's. And I'm like, oh, okay. And it was just on Lawrence Avenue, back a couple streets. So I went in there and there was this empty place, and it was they wanted to make an Irish pub sort of restaurant thing. And I went in and Reg remembered me, and because he knew that I was a street kid. And I said, this is a really nice place. Could use some murals on the walls though. You need some murals in here, like fill it up a little bit, And he said, oh, well, can you do it? And I had never painted in my life. I had never done murals or anything, none of that shit. So, and thank you for saying I can swear. I usually keep it pretty PG anyway, but, because I've got a lot of kids that follow me, and so I want to keep it like a little bit Disney most of the time, a bit Disney. So, anyway, so I just said, yes, why, of course I could do it. I paint all the time, but I loved art all my life in school, but I never painted a mural before. And so I was asking, and I'm colorblind as well.
Oh, really?
And so, like, the cojones, I did these murals, and they liked them so much that they got me to fly around all of BC to all their locations.
Oh,
They have
wow.
George, Kamloops, Vernon, Penticton. So I took a year off of school, grade 10, because and they're like, Lee, you're never coming back to graduate. I know no one ever does. I'm like, no, I'm just coming back. I'm just gonna go and do this thing. I'm just gonna start a business. So I started a business and I did that, and that sort of started me. And then from there, somebody came into the Kelly O'Brien's, and it was Russ Mako from Mako Mini Cars. I'm not plugging them because they're a bunch of jerks. And they were in Spruce Grove, Alberta. But they came in, they were starting a new, it's a long-winded story, but it's got a wow finish.
Okay.
Shoot.
Which ends right with this. This is how it ends so far.
With you being on a random talk show of just a bunch of guys just sitting for 2 hours just talking to each other.
I'm so sorry. I'll try and make it. That's what I said. I'll try and make it as entertaining as possible.
No, you were great. You were great. I'm just saying, I like how if that was the ending, I would have been. That was amazing.
And here we are.
There you go.
Yeah.
So let's backtrack a little.
Sure.
So this fella came into Kelly Brown's and said, I really like these murals. I'm starting a new teen nightclub down the street called American Bandstand. So he wanted me to paint some murals. I got a couple other painting jobs around BC. So I was flying around BC on other people's dimes, and and I didn't really have a dime to my name before this, and so I was like, well, I can make a couple $100 painting these murals. Awesome, that's freaking cool. And so I started painting. There was this huge cavern of a place, American Bandstand, and so I was painting away, and Russ Mako and everybody, his son-in-law and some other people, they came in and they were pissed off because the manager at the time misused the credit cards, bought some white wall tires and a fur coat for his girlfriend, and like, who the hell are we gonna get to manage this place now? And I'm sitting in the corner, I'm painting, I'm like, I can do it. Never did anything like that before. So then I'm the manager of a teen nightclub, and then the disc jockey that was there, I hated his music. So I'm like, because I was a punk rocker back then too, so I knew all the punk scene. I had, like we had Dayglow Abortions was in there. That was my first gig I got there. That I got these guys in. Got some really cool people in there. Because anyway, so I was the manager there and the disc jockey, because I never did that before either, but I got all these records, so I just taught myself how to DJ. And so I was doing this. This is back when DJ was not like, the cool thing. It was just
this was just like
put another record on. And
that was just like straight up disc jockey deal in a way.
Yeah. It was WKRP and since a fucking where are you? So, well, so much for the PG, Christ.
No problem, man. Go ahead. We're all good.
So anyway, I never get a chance to tell these stories because conventions are full of kids and stuff. So this is great. I love the freedom.
Yeah, it's no problem, man. No problem at all.
Great. Well, then I could tell you I'm not wearing pants right now either. So that's great.
Sweet. Neither am I.
Nobody's worn pants for 3 years in this epidemic. I don't care. They're lying if they say they are. Anyway, so...
From the sound of that story, would you consider yourself, or like from the many things that you probably do, would you consider yourself like a jack of all trades of sorts?
Yeah, I just being brought up legally blind and having people tell you can't do things. And I'm a bit of a stubborn guy, so I just did anything that they told me I couldn't do. I was like, I want to do that. Screw you. Do it. So anyway, long story short, first night managing, Dayglows come in. They trashed the place, just trashed it. It's like the bathrooms, there's holes in the drywall and everything. Russ comes in the next day and the place is just horrible. It was like a bomb had gone off in there. And he said, Lee, you're fired. And I said, you might want to check the cash box first. I think we got this covered. And so I did that. And then I saved up more money to come back and forth from Kelowna, still in the group homes, went back to school. They skipped me over a grade with an aptitude test, so I have no idea about anything that anybody else has done in grade 10. I've never taken grade 10. So I guess I just whatever. No, humble brag, screw that. No, I'm bloody smart is what it is. So because it's like it's either do or die. You're blind. You gotta do something. You gotta work twice as hard to be half as good as everybody else. So screw everybody else. I'm doing my thing. So yeah, and so all that led to me saving up money and going back and forth to auditions. At the same time, I won the BC Playwright competition, and I came to Vancouver, and in 1988, and Deanne Henry, the wife of Donnelly Rhodes Henry from Danger Bay, she was.
My mom used to watch that show.
I know, right?
I can still hear those horns blaring in the theme music.
I know. Yeah. So. God, yes.
We got a lot of Canadian television down here in Florida when I was a kid. I have no idea why. And when I lived in Buffalo, I got it. But Florida? Really?
Right?
Probably because it was cheap.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So anyway, I don't want to take up all the time with all these stories, but you asked a question I never get asked. So you asked for it.
Cool.
So.
Yeah, because like Danny Trejo did something similar. He grew up as a thug and then ended up as an actor.
Well, I did that too. Okay. So, I shan't name names, but yes, I don't see very well during the day, but at nighttime, yeah. Anyway, so I don't know where I am along the story, but I came back and forth, and so I got to know a bunch of people here. And one of them was Doug Parker, who's was a director of voice at the time. And everybody knows that I wanted to be a cartoon voice since I was 5. Everybody knows that story. So I started saving up money, going back and forth, doing anything I could. I mean, anything I could. I was doing stuff like Dickie D. I was like ice cream salesman. I was like paper routes. I did singing telegrams. Oh my God, it's like so embarrassing, and other things. And I would come for auditions. So I'd get off the Greyhound, go to audition for Doug Parker, go back to the Greyhound, wait till the next bus, go back to Kelowna, my hometown, yay K-Town, and just repeat. I did that 4 or 5 times until I graduated. As soon as I graduated, I was on the bus. I'm like, screw you, Kelowna. Sorry, I love Kelowna, but you don't making cartoons here. And that's the story. And so then everything just fell into place after that. But that's how I went from street kid, I'll never go from rags to riches, or something like that. I guess I did. Yeah. Thank you for that question. Right. That was really cool. Nobody ever asks me that.
Oh, that's a good insight. It's a good insight.
The journey is always much more fascinating than the destination.
Yep. Yeah. And, well, they probably don't ask me because they know how long-winded I can be, and if they would have known. So there you go. I won't waste time on that anymore.
You can't like tell a story without leaving out like every detail. I know the feeling. Like I was just telling them the story. I mean, like, we got a question from the chat here. Basic question here. What would you say your favorite voice to do would be?
The one that pays me next.
I love it. I love that answer very much. Thank you.
No, I liked doing, as you know, my voice is kind of tracked right now, so I'm not going to do a bunch of the voices, but I loved doing Pronto the Magnificent and Slug Terra. I love that one. I loved doing Yakety Yak. I don't know if you know that one. I was playing Yakety. He was this really silly sort of,
the only thing I will remember from Yakety Yak is the theme song.
Yes.
Like that, like literally from the only thing I remember that besides his friend having a pineapple for a head, which
was Keo, played by Brian Drummond.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Which never made sense to me. On like, first we got a talking yak, but put that on hold. This guy has a pineapple for a head. Explain this more. Okay, I should probably just full disclosure. I should probably let you in on a little something. Cartoons aren't real. Do you know where we're at? We're nerds on another talk show.
Kidding. Okay? Cartoons are real, damn it. I don't care what anybody says. They're real
Listen,
enough.
But is there some cartoons though you enjoy kind of getting lost in? Like you, as much as you enjoy working on the cartoon, you kind of like being on this side with the fans, kind of going, "Oh my god, what are they gonna do next?"
Oh, Rick and Morty. Oh. I love Rick and Morty because it's just it's irreverent and wonderful. There are
Comedy.
moments in Family Guy, and I met Seth MacFarlane too. That was like one of the highlights of my career.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Lucky.
Yeah, got drunk with him.
Cool.
Ah,
Man.
even luckier.
He was a presenter. He was a presenter at the Elan Awards, the Electronic Animation Awards, and I won that year. And again, presented by Brian Drummond. And then I went backstage, and it was for George of the Jungle.
Nice, man.
George. And I was backstage, and there's Seth MacFarlane. He came over to me. I'm like, Seth MacFarlane's walking this way. Okay, Seth MacFarlane. And he's like, Lee, I really like your work on the show. And I'm like, you don't know me. You're Seth MacFarlane, dude. But he said, sorry, I kind of, I might smell like bourbon a little bit. And so I looked at his great big cup, and I'm like, can I smell like bourbon?
Ah.
Nice.
And so I drank with him, and I'm like, as we hung out for a while doing that, and then he walked away, and he said, "I'll see you tomorrow." He never came back out of his hotel room that night.
I can imagine.
But after he walked away, I'm just like, "Oh my God, I'm never washing this liver again."
Evan, do you have a question for Lee?
Yes. How do you feel like pop culture has influenced your life? Like, be it like cartoons or like anime or like art or whatever you can think of.
My life or life in general, because I go layers deep on this. I get full on.
Let's just go life in general.
Okay, life in general. Well, anime was born from Hiroshima and Nagasaki, where they had to recreate themselves as heroes. It was a fast turnaround culture of heroes that they wanted to rebuild their own esteem. So
hold on, I need my notebook, because if there's gonna be a test.
Yeah, no, and so pop culture. I mean, in terms of that kind of stuff, anime, but ever since Warner Brothers and the onset of the Disney phenomenon that it is today, where they just hoovered up bloody everything, but it has permeated every facet of our lives. So we associate with cartoon characters as much as we do with our heroes on the screen, which is why superheroes from comic books are seen like manga, again, recreating yourself as a hero socially. And then in North America, we have our superheroes, which are now becoming, origin stories, movies, huge movies, and stuff like that. And the whole thing is just permeated. So we want to become these characters. That's why we have cosplay. That's why we have these conventions, so people that feel marginalized, that feel like they want to emulate their heroes or become, some part of them wants to become a hero themselves. I think maybe, I don't know, that's just me. But that's my personal observation, probably wrong, but I probably not. Anyway, that's so it has touched every part of our every facet of our lives now. So we associate with, you here, you can. Where the heck did I put that? Okay. Like even from the Muppets, right? I took a puppeting thing. So any little thing that you have, you stick a pair of eyes on it, and there you go.
Oh, what was the name of that show on Noggin?
Ubi.
Yeah, Ubi. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, that's actually a thing they did with a lot of puppeteers. I heard they had to do, the first thing they had to do was just put the eyes on there and practice using that method with the hand.
Yeah, because that looks so.
Yeah, this was actually given to me I took a course from one of the kids of Jim Henson, and this is what they gave us. So this kind of thing, and you don't really even need a voice of your own. He said, "Oh, but you do need a kazoo that works." Hold on. I got one someplace. Hold on. There we go.
There you go. Very well done.
I feel like I'm back at the Muppets 3D attraction at Disney's Hollywood Studios.
But see, cartoons and the like, and Muppets and cartoons and things that are otherwise inanimate or not real, we associate that because it formulates who we identify with as a person, as an individual, in amongst all this, whatever the hell this stuff is out here.
An office.
No, this is not an office. I call this place my dark whimsy. I'm not gonna show you around, but it's pretty cool. It looks like a Harry Potter meets mad scientist meets goth meets.
I'll take dark whimsy over man cave.
There you go. Me too.
Dark whimsy, man. Remember that shit.
Okay. Evan,
where's Kuma? Where's Kuma? He's in his dark whimsy.
I'm in my dark whimsy. Yes, indeed. Yeah. So there you go. You should just tell me to shut up if I get going, because I will keep going on any topic. Just say, okay, Lee, you've got 15 seconds to answer the next question. And then I'm like, okay, the internal timer is on. So otherwise I'll just keep talking. So
all right, well, Evan, do we have another fan question?
What inspired the my friend observed that you were the voice of Makuta in the Bionicle films.
Yes, yeah, that's right.
The
mask, right? Yeah.
Oh my God, that was beautiful. Yeah. He said, what inspired that voice essentially? Like, was it? That's basically what he said there. Yeah.
I don't really know. He seemed like a very dark character, but I pictured him being very eloquent because and dangerous. And so the mask of light, and it was all in the back of the throat. And they put an electronic thing on it. They did that a lot when I was younger.
Oh yes.
They used to pitch my voice down because I didn't sound like I sound now, which is like I can hit those low notes. But they did that for that. They did that for Covert Agent Ravage, which I don't need the pitching down anymore. But I loved playing Makuta. They gave me some really nice swag on that. Holy cow. It was great.
Did you get the figurine and everything?
Oh yeah. They got me a poster, the kit, both the kit and the caboodle. Nice. So anyway, yeah.
Now, I have taken a couple of voice acting classes, and one of the things that I keep getting told is, you got to know your voice before you start trying to do silly, goofy voices. At what point would you say people should give those silly cartoon voices a try?
Could you restate that? If what you're saying is what I think you're saying is when you discover a voice inside you that you want to let out into the world, when do you know it's time to let that character out? Is that what you're?
Yeah, because I've seen people who think they're voice acting, but really they're just doing a silly voice. They're not acting, and it just seems like you need to know your voice first before you can start trying to do voices of characters.
Yeah, absolutely, you should. Yeah, I mean, there's as many answers to that question as there are grains of sand in a bucket. But I guess the essential thing is to understand the nuance of that character, what makes it unique. And it always has to come down to your interpretation of what you think that character is and what it represents in the story in which it takes place. What icon are you? What is your classification? Are you a villain? Are you a hero? This and that, all those things. I've taught over 600 kids now, so
Nice, man.
To add on to that a bit, I forgot who we had that I got this from, where it was picking like inspirations from like different voices that help you make your voice, basically. Like who came to your mind when you made voices for Bionicle, or like voices for like any other character? Like who came to your head when you like
well,
say I was inspired by a bit of Darth Vader and this.
Well, I was inspired a little bit by Tim Curry's The Devil in Legend, because he's by far the best devil. I don't care what anybody says. They might differ in opinion, but what have we here? A little boy. Like he was just like Mother Night, wrap your dark arms about me. I mean, come on. The day was dark and he was eloquent. Eloquent people are dangerous. Everybody knows that, and they all sound slightly English. So, I didn't make these rules up, man. This is the way they are. So Makuta came a little bit out of that, I suppose.
Oh, I can hear some of that in Makuta, honestly.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, that answers there. See, I kept that one short. Huh.
Kuma, is there anything you'd like to ask, Lee?
I guess from like your type of style, really, like what do you think is specifically your like voice style that you prefer to go with? Like either do you prefer someone who has like again like the dark like mysterious voice to them, or like that one who has the more calm relaxed demeanor, or like those ones who are just like the more crazy energetic kind?
I'm usually crazy energetic. My characters are usually, because I did stand-up comedy for 15 years. And
wow.
That's how I was able to, one of the ways I was able to pay for my greyhounds back and forth. So my sense of comic timing personally comes from Monty Python and that kind of I have this sort of semi stammer, which I got from Bob Newhart. But I learned it when I was so young that I just adopted it, and it's become ingrained in me, and I can't quit now. So it's part of my whole thing. So my characters are usually comic relief. I played when my first cartoon where I was the lead was Ripster and Street Sharks, but it was very dark and brooding and like, hey, what have you done with our dad? And that was all very down here. But he was a shark, right? And that was really fun for a while. And I did Jonathan Talbane, which as well. And I talked about this on another interview just last week with another person, Amber Jones, the fangirl. And I talked because she's from England, and so she wanted to hear my English accent. And so I was like, no, you're going to think I'm taking the piss out of you. I'm not going to do it. So I did it anyway. So Jonathan Talbane was just like this as well, but he had this sort of English accent going on. So it was all very dark and mysterious because it was called Darkstalkers. And but usually, other than that, I usually get comic characters. Like Dr. Frog and League Super Evil. Everything was, he's a little bit of Peter Lorre and a little bit of Ren Hoek from Ren Stimpy. Yeah. So
are those like the ones that you are those like the ones that you tend to aim for usually, or like
I love anything that with a sense of silly and a sense of comic timing. I love that stuff because I don't really take anything really very seriously anymore. There's really nothing I really lose sleep over. I got a lovely lady now, so that's good.
All right, man. Yeah, Cruiser was telling me about the whole news about the you getting married soon.
Yeah. Her name's Carly, and she's absolutely, honey, if you're watching, you're gorgeous. I love you. Inside and out.
On air flirting.
No. I just want, for her, I want everybody to know that, this shit's taken. Sorry. No, but there's other than that, and how people treat each other and how people treat my family and my friends. I don't really care a lot about whatever is going on in the world. I don't soapbox about a lot of stuff, and I don't take anything very seriously. I wake up with the same existential conundrum as everybody else does. So other than my love in my life, then I don't really have a lot that so comedy. I like comedy. I like things that I don't take things seriously. So all that stuff, that's why I don't know about my IMDb. I don't know about any of this stuff. I should promote myself more, but I never have. It's just, to me, I come from blue collar. So, and nurses and doctors and caregivers and construction workers and
you've seen it all by this point.
Yeah, so it's just a job to me. It really is. So I just always look at it like a job.
Just
a really serious job. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, some would find that philosophy just kind of out there, but no, I respect the hell out of
Oh
that.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I don't. So yeah. Anyway,
Hey, Evan, we got another fan question.
Yes. First of all, this is coming from Derpy is best pony. He said that he wants to say that you were the guy who got him into voice acting.
Derpy. Yes. Okay. Hey.
He asks, what is your favorite anime?
Favorite anime. I really like Dragon Ball. I really do. I liked Dragon Ball. I was really happy. I can't do the voice right now, but I got to play Frieza in the Ocean dub.
Oh yes, I was actually
Oh my
telling them.
God,
Like I was looking you up, and I'm like, he played Frieza, and I'm trying to look up clips for it on YouTube, and
it's hard to find. It's hard to
I
find.
know it was the Ocean Dove. Like I saw you in another interview, I forgot who it was, and you did the voice there, but like yeah, finding the voice
It's really hard. It's
with the
really
Ocean
hard.
Dove, it's like crazy.
Well,
Yeah,
add in
it-
post.
Yeah, well, you can add that in post. That's good. Perfect. Excellent. Trust me, I can do. I did it, and I can do it. I'm not lying.
Of course, I believe you. I completely believe you. I really do.
But I loved playing that role of Frieza because he was insane. And when I started doing that Frieza character, this is kind of deviating a little bit from the question, which
Sure.
was my favorite anime. But I would have to say the Dragon Ball franchise is really good. There's another one out that is coming up from the same people, which I'm not going to talk about any at all. But it's going to be amazing. That's all I can say. But with regards to Dragon Ball Kai, it was the thrill of a lifetime for me. I didn't realize the swarm, the mass of people, because when you're doing prelay, it's the big money, right?
Oh yeah.
If you're doing anime, it's ADR, audio dialogue replacement. So you're going in there and you're just alone in a room with the microphone, and then your director talking to you like he's looking at a fish in a fishbowl, and you don't know your reach. You don't really know. And then you go to a convention, and then it's like there thousands of people know, and I'm like, I was just alone in a room. I didn't know. I was just doing me. Okay, so it's all.
I was just told to sound like something.
Yeah, exactly. So
Would you say like
there's a lot of really good anime out there. I've enjoyed a lot doing a lot of anime, and so yeah, Mega Man. I played Higsby and a couple other characters in there, and that was fun. I just really like it. I really like it.
really, would you prefer anime voice roles or cartoon voice roles in your opinion?
Oh, I'm sorry, I have to go with cartoon voice over not because it pays better, but it does. But it does, but that's not why. It's because they give you the script, and they hand you the script, and you get to interpret it, and then you speak it, and then it goes to the artist, and then the artist interprets. So it's this dance between the voice director and the actor and the cast that's playing with you, and then you put it all together, and then you give it to the show director, who gives it to the animators, and it's the dance that we do, and then at the end of it, it's just this creation out of nothing. So it's like you're part of the birthing process of a new infant coming into the world. Whereas with ADR, I did Le Petit Prince, which was from France, and the lovely thing, and I played a couple characters in The Little Prince, and it was great, but it's so restrictive because you've already got the script and you have to fit your mouth into the little stupid freaking mouth flaps, and so and with my bad eyesight, I have to I gotta look at the line. That's why I have such a good memory, because I've had to memorize long passages, look at the time code, line it up with the time code. So I guess it's about here. So I'm looking at the line, looking at the time code, waiting for the time code to scroll up, and then I'm saying, okay, 3, 2, 1, go. And then I deliver the line, and I have to try and do the mouth flaps. So I have to be off book, whereas other people can just read it and they can do it. See, blind people have to work twice as hard to be half as good.
Oh yeah.
But but it's very restrictive. So prelay all the way.
Definitely.
Have you had a chance to do video games as well?
Yeah, I have. I was in Hulk World. I was Plants vs Zombies. Me and I think Michael Dobson and I did a lot of Garden Warfare. I think we did a lot of the stuff in that, the made up languages for the pirates and the flora and stuff like that. So
Yeah, because Nicole Oliver actually once said that doing voiceover for video games actually tends to hurt.
Oh yes, yeah, it hurt a lot. I remember Warhammer 40K came out, and all the people that we all got roles on it, and for the next 2 weeks, all of our voices in town collectively were just, you could tell it's like, oh, you were on Warhammer. No, I'm fine. No, how'd you know? You know, it's just like,
Wow.
it's like, I don't know how I know. It's just somehow it's magic. I'm a soothsayer. I don't know. But yeah, so they are, everything is like fire in the hole, and then it's just terrible. It's everything screaming and yelling, and you're screaming over top of explosions and shit like that. Like, oh, it's terrible.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Evan, we got another fan question?
Nothing right now. Now, let me see if I can throw you one here this way though. Do you ever watch the final product of what you've worked on, and if so, what is your favorite?
Have I ever watched my own stuff? Not usually. I did like watching. I did watch a lot of Yakety Yak. I did watch anything that I was in the lead, like a lead role. Yakety Yak, George of the Jungle. I like those. Pronto was I really liked playing Pronto, and I really liked a character that I did called Gull, the Gullible Seagull, in Endangered Species, which was another nerdcore thing that they put out. And the writing was so ridiculous and so funny. And it was just Sam Vincent, Tabitha St. Germain, and me. And that was it, and I really liked watching that. And I have a clip of it, but I don't have it here.
That's fine.
Speaking of nerdcore, the one nerdcore product that actually I first heard you from was Dragon Booster.
Yes.
When you played Parmesan.
I did.
Now,
yeah.
But Parmesan, he actually speaks with a bit of an accent. How'd you come up with the accent for that character?
I just wrote an intro for the Dragon Booster e-zine or fanzine. And I talked a little bit about that, but it was really cool. Ace 50 was like my champion. He was the one who started Nerdcore, the whole 2D, 3D mashup look and feel. And he wanted to work with me on everything. And as it turns out, everything that I worked on with him happened to be the ones that took off. Now, I'm not saying that I had anything to do with that, but he gave me my start for sure. He gave me Covert Agent Ravage. All the other stuff was taken. So he said, Lee, we've got one role left and we want you to be in the show. And so I went in, never auditioned. But with Dragon Booster, he phoned me up at home still when this studio was like a full-on gallery, and I had a big whisper room sitting right here, and I was inside there on the phone with him, and because I originally did Parmesan as an East Indian semi Punjabi, like a very soft, very respectful, because I was learning a couple words in Punjabi anyway at the time, so everything was very respectful, so everything was very nice and very nice up and down, which sounds a lot like Welsh and Punjabi sound very similar. See, well, I'll do it for you later, you'll hear it. So he said that was great, but this was before BIPOC, so now I had played Chinese characters, Japanese characters, East Indian characters, all this stuff. So I had played all this guilt-free, no problem, because I was learning all these languages anyway. And so they said, one of the producers said, it's beautiful, the accent is bang on, but we can't have it because he's white. And I said, I am? No, don't.
I hadn't noticed. I'm sorry, colorblind. What was that? Colorblind. I'm sorry. What?
That's like that. It's like the Dave Chappelle sketch.
Exactly. It's being reflective surfaces. We never got along anyway. I don't know what I look like. I'm white. It's like the
Oh yeah.
Martin. It's like Steve Martin in The Idiot. Anyway, so he phoned me at home, and he said, "Lee, we want you so badly for this part. We want whatever you're bringing to the table. You've got until tomorrow. Can you think of something?" And so I stayed up all night. I'm like, how the hell? Because he looks Southeast Asian. That you can't get away from it. The coloration and the look. It was what it is. It is what it was, and it was what it is. And there's no getting around it. And then I remembered the movie Bend It Like Beckham. And I'm like, right, they all sound English. That's brilliant. So I just gave them an English accent. And they were like, yep, yeah, okay, good. Guilt-free. Done.
Yeah.
Really well done. It was
because my friend Kurt, I'm pretty sure I've shown you this because my friend Kurt made that Dragon Booster fan website, and like I remember back when the forums were active on that show, everyone's like, "Man, where's he from? Where's that accent from?" And the fact that everyone always called him the professor in the show because he was the smartest.
Yes, yeah, and the irony is that was my first nickname was Little Professor.
Wow.
I was always fascinated with science and archaeology, and I wanted to be a paleontologist. Even before I wanted to be a cartoon voice actor, I wanted to learn how to dig up bones from dinosaurs.
Now, I know that you're really big into art, into self-expression, but is there one type of art that you refuse to call art? Like you don't see this as an art, you just see this as a mess.
Jackson Pollock makes me absolutely fucking outraged. I just can't. Okay.
I can fully understand that. I can fully get behind that. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I am very okay. I think an artist is really an artist once they've mastered the skill and understand the foundation upon which the basis of the theory itself is done, and then work backwards to simplicity. Picasso understood form and structure and construct and balance, and then he worked backwards into simplistic cubism and stuff like this. My favorite kind of art, by the way, is surrealism. I freaking love it. It's amazing. But to just jump into splatters on a canvas without knowing anything about, yes, we can talk for hours about, how it was irreverent at the time, and saying, these New York art people, like, oh my God, you should see this guy's work. It's amazing. $2.4 million I spent on this piece of shit. You wouldn't believe it. And I'm just like, yeah, I believe everything, especially the piece of shit part. So it's like you need to have a foundation of the understanding and the principles before you can work back to naivete. Naivete is the form of art that is looks like it's done by a child, but I know children that understand the concept of intense understanding of form and structure and the skeletal system and everything that Jackson Pollock does not represent. It was irreverent and it was like in your face. One could say the same thing about Andy Warhol doing printing press runoffs of cookie cutter stuff, but that was a whole different kind of thing. There was still an understanding of art and form there.
Dude, if that's what you felt about Jackson Pollock, I don't even want to begin to think what you thought about the guy who taped the banana to the wall, huh?
See,
does that installation? It's all I could think. I was like, oh my God, that's really nice. I wonder if that piece of installation work comes with a warm bath and a razor.
Oh my God.
See, when I was a kid, I actually used to watch Ripley's Believe It or Not. And
I saw that. I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, and they had two people on there that called what they did art, and I refused to call it that. This was not an art. This was one was a mess. The other was a freak show. The
Yeah.
mess was some guy took this house and doused it in blue cheese,
Sure.
top to bottom. Called it art. This is not
Okay.
art. That's a
Well,
mess.
Okay, well, aside from the obvious attraction to vermin and the smell for the neighbors, poor buggers, yeah, I'd have to agree with you. Anything like that, I mean, I have a hard time with installation work at the best of times. When it becomes a metaphor, then I get it and I understand and I see what they're going with. It, surrealism is a lot like that. It takes the world around you and puts it on its ear, but at least they're making an effort to understand balance and form and style and stuff, and to know its place along the lineage of other artists that are their contemporaries, in spite of even of their performance. Anyway,
Now the other one were these people who just gouge meat hooks in their back and then dangle from chains. They call it suspension art.
I seen that episode.
yeah, that's a whole other man called horse.
Yeah, like I'm sorry guys, this is not art. This is just a freak show. Not that I'm saying that stuff isn't hard to do. I mean, come on, you're gouging meat hooks in your back.
Well, there's two forms of thought on that as well, because I have a say about it. I have an opinion on everything, but a lot of cultures do that sort of thing, but they don't do it for performance. They do it out of a religious experience or becoming one with their spirit. They do it as deprivation stuff. And I went on a vision quest with my brother, and we went to the elders across the lake Okanagan, and we had learned how to do a proper smudge to find our spirit animal, and we did it with reverence and respect. And it was no sleep and no eat anything, just water, and I gathered wild chamomile, and I did that for 10 days. I stayed with no sleep, and I just sat on a rock in the middle of Postal Lake because the water tables were down. So there's a really cool shot of me just sitting there for like days, just sitting there trying to not tip over because it was just big enough for my ass to fit on. And
Nice.
anyway, but that is not an experience that you share. So I understand I understand what that means to the individual, but I have a problem with making money off of that kind of thing. It seems it's a curiosity. But that said, there is the other point of the freak shows that they don't call them that anymore, but they were, and it was a thing, and people would come to these carnivals and they'd step into the tents and they would have people that otherwise would not be able to make any money. They were marginalized and they had they were shunned. They were pushed out.
Oh yeah, I've heard the story of Joseph Merrick, the Elephant Man.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was-
Exactly. Right. Yeah. And so I get that, but still, Jackson Pollock I hate more.
I can't say I blame you. I mean, I remember seeing like all the splatter. I'm like, how is this art? This is a mess. Like, this is a baby's bib. You know that, right?
Try putting on the 3D glasses. Maybe that might help.
Yeah, no, exactly. Now, I have seen some YouTube and TikTokers out there. John, hi, I'm just doing a thing. Sorry. That's my neighbor, old John Taylor.
Stop.
He comes in every once in a while. Hello, John. What was he threw me? What was I saying?
Something more about art.
On
perhaps?
TikTok and you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and some of the people that are doing that kind of manipulation of paint that I actually do like. They do it in a creative way, and they use the art palette and they transform the canvas into something. But I would take that something and make it a sky, and then I'd paint something over top of it, like a forest on the lower, turn it into like a Turner kind of sky, and and then have the lower 1/5 of the painting a realism thing. That's what I would do. But there is some skill behind that in understanding concept and theory of color theory, and that I get. But Jackson Pollock just didn't really understand anything, really. I don't think he just knew how to be irreverent during a time where art was supposed to be something else, and he wanted to go the opposite way, and it turned out that he struck his audience, I guess. Doesn't mean I have to like it.
Now, I also know that
I want to meet the first person that bought his painting. just to know their thought on it. Like,
I hope they're broke and sad.
Now, I know you've also written a book recently. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So this is what I've been working on. So I've been working on it for a long time though. It's called The Grim Possession. It's not called The Grim Possession novel. It's The Grim Possession of Chesterfield Couch, and it's where did it go? Oh, right here. The Grim Possession of Chesterfield Couch.
Awesome.
And I had a cast recording of all the A-level actors in town who all took a role in it. And I did all the, look at the layout, it's so cool.
Oh, that looks
Oh, wow.
awesome.
Oh,
whoa, wow.
it's so
That looks
bad.
awesome. That
Yeah.
does it. That looks
Bad.
nice.
Yeah, so anyway, so we did a cast record, and now that I started, I'm almost finished the script for the novel. I was finished, and then I had an epiphany. So now I'm almost finished it again after adding a whole bunch of other layers into it. So hopefully it'll find a home on one of your collective bookshelves out there, world, soon.
I'll be waiting for my autographed copy.
Yes, I will. Gladly. That means that I'm on book tour or something. Then that means I'm making money. So this is the most viable piece of art that I think I've ever done. Writing and painting and carving, they're all the same to me. It's a form of expression. That is the thing. This is the thing I love, and I actually want to get some of my favorite voice actors to recite the little. They open it. Well, it's part of the actual poem called The Grim Possession of Chesterfield Couch, which I wrote in a white heat about 13 years ago, and I can perform it for you right now if you wish.
Go for it.
Please.
Be an honor.
Okay. It's written by me, but it's also written through the pen of this character I created called Mr. Pencraft. And he's an elderly gentleman sitting in it's Mr. Pencraft's very, very, very old books. And the story unravels with him doing a recitation to an audience of curious wanderers that have come in. And he starts reading, crackling fire, glass of tea next to him, and dim things, books everywhere. And he says, "There are those who would say that every story has been told, and that there are no more truly great stories to tell. That our rivers of myths and fountains of fables have sadly reached the dry end of that well. But there is one story more, from a time, well, long before your earliest once upon a times. One I wish I could say was the greatest tale of ancient days. But in truth, it was just the last one. The very last one. The very, very last one to survive."
That was
Bravo.
just. I love that. I love that very much.
Dude,
That was awesome.
I play D&D so much. I'm like right here going like, okay, what character am I making?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're talking to the right nerd here, man.
Dude.
I spent a lot of misspent youth sitting in a dark basement with my other nerd friends who all went on to become C++ programmers, and now I have more money than I'll ever make in my lifetime 10 times over, unless you buy my book.
Now, seeing how you're a veteran voice actor, here's something I'd like to ask you, because the one thing that we keep seeing here in America is celebrity voice actors. You get some big name to come in and do a character. Do you feel like these people are robbing someone like of you of a job, and these people actually don't know how to voice act?
I used to think that. It started with who played Worf? What was the actor's name? Come on, nerds. It was
Worf.
the cartoon was called I Am Weasel,
Oh,
and it was the guy who what was his name? The guy who played Worf. Anyway, he lent his voice to this, and I'm like, oh well, there it goes, all gone to shit now. Now they're gonna start using celebs. They're not gonna need us anymore. And sure enough, they did start doing that. But what I found is that a lot of the actors that are good are now realizing that they have to maintain being that good, and in so doing, they have to be good at voice acting as well, because that's part and parcel for being a good actor. So as long as they don't completely screw it up, and to the point where I go like, oh, could have done that. Could have done that. Yeah, it works. I didn't get the call, you know.
Yeah, because I know there are some people, like say for example Mark Hamill, who is a very good voice actor.
Yes, he's incredible. Yes, absolutely. Like and David Tennant, the Doctor Who. I lost an Emmy to him. But I was like, it's okay, it's Doctor Who. I don't care.
dude, you went up against Doctor Who. I'm pretty sure that would be an honor altogether, honestly.
It was, well, just to be asked to, to go down to LA for an Emmy nod. I mean, that was, everybody else has a PR engine. I didn't have shit because I don't really pay attention to it's a job. I just need to just be good enough at voice acting and enjoy my job well enough and love it well enough that people just seem to pick up on that, and they keep giving me work. But when I was down there, it was an experience walking the red carpet, and it's like, click, click, who are you wearing, and all that
Who are
stuff.
you wearing?
And it was Alexander McQueen, by the way. I was friends with Mama Leone from Leone's Fashions here. It's very, very like, and so I'm like, Mama, I need a suit. I'm going to LA. They want me to do an Emmy thing, and she's like, don't worry, I'm gonna take care of you. So, but I was sitting there at the table, and I was like, I can't believe I'm here just to even be there for the Emmys. It was just like, holy crap. I'm a street kid. I'm a blind street kid from Kelowna, And I lost to David Tennant, and I was like, oh, yeah, and you said, oh, David Tennant. Oh, it's David Tennant. Oh, that's pretty good.
That's Doctor Who and Scrooge McDuck. Come on. I mean,
exactly, right? So I didn't mind losing to him. I wish Jim Cummings would have gotten a nod. He's well deserving.
Oh yeah, I actually got the opportunity to meet him one time. He was a nice dude, honestly.
Oh yeah, amazing. I went to a furry con with him.
Amazing. Oh, nice.
Never been to a furry con. I went to the world's biggest there, the Anthrocon.
Oh, Anthrocon. I was about to say, yeah.
Yeah, it was really weird. It was a very strange experience, but I loved it. I just loved it. And it was weird. The guest of honor, I'm sitting on stage, and I've told the story too as well, so I won't bore you with it, but I'm sitting on stage. I'm like, I've got a little fanboy squee inside. Like, for the first time, I didn't really care. I've met a lot of people. I'm like, Seth MacFarlane, okay, that was pretty cool. But Jim Cummings, I was like, oh my God, I'm sitting next to Winnie the frickin' Pooh, man.
Dude, sitting next to a Disney legend, I would be honored too, man. It must have been a crazy experience.
Totally. It was just too much. It was all so surreal. My whole life has been surreal. It was because of cartoons that everything in my life is why it is. It's because, I've met so many friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so many people that, that I've met that are still my friends from conventions along the way. I never would have met my lovely Carly were it not for cartoons and anime.
Nice.
And so I picked a winning pony, literally. Exactly.
Lee, thank you so much for joining us here on AS. It was a real pleasure to have you. And
great, it's great. Thanks for being so casual. You guys
of course.
Yeah.
Yes, we're trying to be the Joe Rogan of nerd podcasts.
No, I love it.
Oh wow.
once my voice comes back, I sorry that I couldn't do a lot of the voices the way it should, but hopefully it was still a bit entertaining. But I'll throw some freebie sort of promo voiceover stuff for you, so you can use for your podcast if you want to do it, like you do an intro for you or something.
Yeah, sure.
Sure,
Yeah.
but first things first.
Oh yeah, okay, no big deal.
Well, first things first. You got to get married.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's not happening for a while. We're gonna live together for a year first. That's smart.
Hi, takes my advice, Cruiser. What do you think of that?
Uh-oh.
Blow me.
Like one of my favorites. I was telling him I listened to this song by Billy Joel. I think it was called like "Stories from an Italian Restaurant," and and that's how I got that strategy from. I won't go into details if you heard it, but yeah.
I have heard it. Yes.
It's a good song.
Yeah. But anyway, you guys have been great, and if there's anything I can help with, let me know.
Of
and
course.
a lot of voice, you said you can add some of the voices that I've done in post, so
Definitely.
that's one of those classic things. Oh yeah, Lee, it's okay. We'll fix it in post.
Oh yes, I mean I liked editing, so yeah.
But this has been a lot of fun, you guys. So
Definitely.
thanks a lot.
Yeah, nice meeting you.
Definitely, very much.
Thanks for joining us, Lee. Good night, everybody.
Not you. Join us next week for Comic-Con coverage, everybody. It's the end of the show, so don't blow it. It's the end of the show, so don't blow it. It's the end of the show, so don't blow it. End it right.
My life is a bacon-wrapped hell on earth.